Okay, for the essence of this lesson, we are going to create a new file here, and I'll call that page.html. Okay, and I'm also going to create a new CSS for it, a CSS page. So I'll say page.css. Now, everything we're going to do will dwell within these two pages. So first here, HTML layout. So we have okay. All right. Now for my CSS page, okay, I'll link the CSS. So I'll link row page.css. Then let's start. Now, first thing I'm going to do is this. I'm going to create the header section. Oh. The navigation section. I'll create the body section. And then I'll create the footer section. These are the four sections we're going to create. So let's get started. So first, in the navigation, the header section, I'm going to create a header, and I'm going to call in the header the class dot head1, and I'm going to write code express. All right. So next, I'm going to say in h2 the head to. So this one, welcome. All right. Now we're done with the header section. Over to our navigation section. All right. These are comment lines and do not get executed by the program, so the program doesn't recognize them, and neither does it execute anything. They're just for comment lines. So I'm using it for tutorial purpose to show you what I'm doing and where I'm doing them. Now we are in the navigation section, so let's go ahead. The navigation section is going to have to carry our links. So I'm going to create a class of navbar, and in that class I'm going to have my link. And I'll call it home. I'll call it about us. All right, so we'll stop here, and I'll be leaving this code pretty easy, pretty simple. So I'm going to create a new class here called .navlog. Now in this place, I'll create just like we created in the previous videos. We had a new class, a special class we called a.active, and we set that to our home. Now you could do that, it mustn't be on the home, so that's why I'm doing this now on the login. So I'll say all right. Now this is okay for our nav bar, our navigation section. So over to the body section. So in the body, I'm going to create a section. So I'm going to say and in this I'm going to create an ID. All right. Remember, we are keeping it very simple. So now to the footer section, I'm going to create a footer element, and in it I'll just write footer section. Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. This is how it looks. So we will now put these to work. So with CSS, we can rearrange these and make it so much more presentable. Okay, so let's put this to work. Okay, so I've linked my CSS. Now I'm going to start. So first I'm going to call the head one. So remember, it was a tag head 1. I set the font size to 40 pixels. I'll set the color to red. I'll set the font weight to bold. All right, let's see what we've done with head 1. Okay, so this is what we have with head 1. So we'll go back to head 2. Now head 2 is also an element, so we have head 2 and font size. I'll set that to a little bit smaller than the head one, so 17 pixels. Margin left, I want to put a margin left on it, so margin left, I'll put a margin left to 10 pixels, not too far. Okay, so margin bottom, I'll set that to 15 pixels. All right. Let's see what we have here. Margin left 10 pixels, that's the space you see there. Margin bottom 15 pixels, that puts this under this, and then a space between this and this. Okay, it's coming up nice. So next we go over to the body. We'll put the margin. What's that? Put the margin to all right, 0 auto. Body, zero auto. All right, background position, I'm setting the background position to center. Background size to contain. Okay, that's what we've achieved by doing that. So background position center, background size contain, so it fits. Background position center, background size it contains, it fits perfectly to this side. So all right, okay, now let's go ahead and to the dot nav. I'm going to set the position to sticky, so it sticks to the top. I'm going to set the top to 0. The background color to red. I'll set the padding to top 10 pixels. Right side 0 pixels. Bottom 10 pixels. Left side 0 pixels. The color takes care of the text color, should be white. The margin will be 0 auto, and overflow is hidden. So let's see what we've achieved by doing that. This is the nav we just worked on. All right. Oh, I set .navbar. So okay, remember, if you don't call the right name, so okay, this is what we did. So this is it. Now next, I'm going to work on these links here, which is the .navbar, then a .navbar. This whole environment is the .navbar, then this a takes care of the links. So let's go back. So I have navbar, then a to take care of the links. So I'm going to call .navbar a. So I'm going to float, keep to the left, so float to the left, and then color, I'll set the text color to white. Remember, we are keeping everything simple. Text align, center, text align to center. The padding, I'm going to set the padding to 14 pixels and 16 pixels. I'm going to set text decoration to none, and then the font size to 20 pixels. All right, see what we've achieved by doing that. So you see that flow to the left, font size 20 pixels. So this is what we have so far. All right, okay, now next we're going to do is this login. All right, now it has a class of nav-log, so I have to call it this by this class. So I have to say .navlog. I'll set the right to auto, and the float, I'll send it to the right. So I'll float it to the right. Now this, when you refresh, goes over here. You see that? Floats to the right. Okay. Next we're going to work on is my footer. So I created a footer, not as a div this time, but just as an element. So remember, I said I'm keeping everything so simple. The width I'm setting to 100%. The bottom, so it sticks to the bottom, so I'm going to set this to 0 pixels. All right, the background color I'll also set to red. The color of text I'll set to white. The position absolute. Now the padding, so I'll set the padding to the top padding, so I'm going to set the padding top. I'll set the padding top to 20 pixels. Okay, we get more space in between. So, and the padding bottom, I'm going to set that to 40 pixels. Twice the padding top. So next, text align the center, and then I'll set the font size to 40 pixels also. So I'll set font size, let me say 30 pixels, a little bit lower than the head. 30 pixels, and the font weight as bold. So let's see what we get by doing that. So this is our footer section. Now our footer section, by default, when you say the bottom has 0 pixel, it takes this whole to the bottom. So this is our footer section. This is how your page should look like. So next we're going to work up is our content section in here. So we're going to work on our content section. So let's work on our content section, and I call that content section, okay, body underscore sec. So I'll call it dot body underscore sec, and I'll put margin left to 25 pixels. All right, so text align to center, color, oh, don't worry, leave it as black. So let's see what we have. All right, so this is our section. All right, now this is how you, by default, your HTML template should look like. So a combination of HTML and CSS templates should look like this. So we have this, and then if you are to create this, you remember this is your head, your header section, your nav section, your body section, and your footer section. Remember, we're keeping this so simple, so please, I would like you to take some of these practices and design something similar or better than this, and then I would like to see your feedback. Thank you.